somewhat similar to the Gen Z stare, and that was the inability to put the phone down. So this generation, same age group, is very reliant on screen time. And I talked about that screen time, the need for that screen time as their um, how these kids were getting the dopamine response that they needed for the well-being and happiness brain chemicals that we need to be well adjusted and engage and interact within society. So as I think the same type of thing is occurring here, and we're not recognizing it as a trauma response. And so how do we engage those individuals? We have to step up to the plate and be leaders, regardless of our title. Leadership is not about a title. Leadership is about how we engage with folks, how we respond with them through effective, kind, empathetic engagements and conversations and communication. So how do we do that? Well, we start again with the daily dose, and we start to rewire their brain to receive dopamine responses in a different way than screen time. And so that can come with things like beginning to take those baby steps in engaging them with meaningful conversation, assigning a long-term project with some short-term goals or milestones that they can meet, and then celebrating those events. So it's up to us to kind of help them rewire their brain, because this is how their brains have been wired at this point. What did they do when they were locked in their dorm rooms? I mean, thank goodness my daughter was at least in an apartment, but what did they do when they were all stuck in their dorm rooms? They relied on their phones. And so you don't have to have a lot of expression when you're interacting with your screen. So I think it's really incumbent upon us to recognize that this is probably a trauma response. And we have an entire generation that needs our help. And so we have to step up and help them so that they can be better engaged team members and contributors to society.